How to Make a Woman Worry About You. Jessica Opare, Motivational Speech, Old Stoic Wisdom. When was the last time she looked at you like you mattered? Ask yourself this honestly. When was the last time she looked at you with that same fire in her eyes? The way she used to? That undeniable spark, the urgency in her touch, the quiet confidence that made it clear you were the only man in the room. If that moment feels distant, it's time to listen closely, because what I'm about to share goes beyond typical relationship advice. It's the unvarnished truth about why women pull away, and how you can shift her perception so profoundly, she'll worry she's losing you forever. Most men make the same mistake. When she starts to drift, they beg, they shower her with attention, hoping kindness alone can revive what's slipping away. But that desperation, it pushes her even farther. There is a different path. No games, no manipulation, just a fundamental transformation in how you present yourself. A shift so authentic and powerful that she won't just return. She'll fear losing you completely. This isn't about tricks or empty lines. It's about awakening a primal attraction rooted in your presence, your confidence, and the quiet strength of not needing her validation. If you're done being the man she settles for and ready to become the man she can't stop thinking about, stay with me. What follows will change everything. Let's delve into a timeless truth often overlooked by many men when it comes to women, relationships, and even how they value themselves. If you want a woman to truly worry about you, to feel your absence keenly and cherish your presence, you must first grasp the profound psychology of absence. The hard, unvarnished truth is that familiarity breeds indifference. Think about the last time you genuinely missed something or someone. It's never the constant, everyday elements of your life, like the air you breathe or the shoes you wear. You take those for granted. What stirs longing is the temporary absence of something precious, like a friend who moved away, a beloved restaurant that shut its doors, or the freedom you enjoyed before life's responsibilities took hold. Absence creates desire, a craving that makes presence feel invaluable. When you're always available, constantly responding immediately, orbiting her world without pause, you become nothing more than background noise, predictable and forgettable. This isn't about manipulative games. It's about understanding a fundamental aspect of human nature. People, women included, are irresistibly drawn to what is scarce, what demands effort, and what isn't handed to them on a silver platter. If she knows you'll drop everything for her, she has no reason to pursue you. If she can counter your instant replies, she'll never wonder about your life or your value. Without that spark of curiosity, that hint of uncertainty, she won't invest emotionally, and the relationship stagnates. As the philosopher Seneca said, if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favourable. In real life, this translates to being a man who values himself enough to set boundaries, to create space that invites longing rather than complacency. Practice patience and self-restraint. Let your absence be a silent message that your time and attention are precious. By doing so, you naturally elevate your worth in her eyes and deepen her emotional investment. This isn't about cold distance, but about cultivating respect and desire through thoughtful restraint. To truly make a woman worry about you, the solution isn't in tricks or games, but in becoming a man who lives a life so full and purposeful that he naturally commands attention without seeking it. This means dedicating yourself to something greater than her, a mission, a career, personal growth, or physical fitness, not as a tactic to gain her favour, but as a genuine way of being. When a man is fully occupied with building something meaningful, he becomes magnetic simply by the force of his own focus and ambition. He doesn't need to chase attention because his presence already commands it. Paradoxically, it's when you are less available, not more, that she starts to notice and value you more deeply. This isn't about manipulation, but about self-respect and maintaining your own priorities. Consider this. If you constantly cancel plans with your friends just because she's free, what message does that send? It suggests your life revolves around her schedule, which diminishes your value in her eyes. Similarly, if you are always the one initiating conversations and trying to keep her interest alive, you've already ceded power in the relationship. Desire isn't sustained through convenience or constant availability. It thrives on value, and value is often perceived through scarcity. Here's a question worth reflecting on. If you disappeared for a week, would she even notice? If the answer is no, it means you've made yourself too available, and she likely takes your presence for granted. But if the answer is yes, and she starts reaching out, wondering where you are, then you've positioned yourself correctly, not as a man desperate for validation, but as one disciplined enough to live by his own rules. This distinction is critical because women don't worry about men who are desperate. They worry about men who are disciplined, who have clear boundaries and don't rearrange their lives for fleeting attention. These are the men who hold true power because their willingness to walk away injects uncertainty into the dynamic, and that uncertainty keeps her engaged and intrigued. The key lies in filling your life with enough purpose and meaning so that your absence is not just noticed, but felt. Otherwise, you risk becoming just another option on her phone, always there, always waiting, and always predictable, which breeds indifference rather than desire. In modern life, this lesson rings truer than ever, especially in an age of constant connectivity and endless distractions. It's easy to fall into the trap of being overly accessible, responding instantly, and making yourself a default presence. Yet by doing so, you inadvertently teach others how to treat you, often with less respect than you deserve. To change this dynamic, you must cultivate a life of significance that demands your attention and presence. Whether that's through your career, fitness, hobbies, or personal goals, make your time valuable. When you do, you not only increase your own self-worth, but also become someone who naturally commands respect and intrigue from women. This doesn't mean playing games or withholding yourself. It means living authentically and with discipline, setting boundaries that protect your time and energy. The more you embody this, the more she will value your presence and, yes, worry about losing it. Ultimately, the choice is yours. Will you remain just another constant option, or will you rise to become a man whose absence is deeply felt and whose presence is truly valued? Remember, you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. So start tolerating less availability. Start filling your life with purpose and watch how quickly she begins to appreciate the man you've become. Now go do something that matters, because nothing is more magnetic than a man who knows his worth and lives with unwavering purpose. Let me speak clearly. The deepest fear men harbour is not failure, not rejection, not even loneliness. It is the fear of walking away. Understand this truth that most avoid, the foundation of all dissatisfaction in relationships and the root of unreciprocated effort. You get exactly what you tolerate. This is no petty game of ultimatums or dominance. It is the immutable law of human psychology. People only value what they risk losing. When was the last time you truly valued something guaranteed to never disappear? Your health? Your time? No. Appreciation only dawns when those are threatened. This paradox of value is undeniable and timeless, echoed by the Stoics. The things you own end up owning you, said Tyler Durden in Fight Club, and Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true power lies in control of self, not others. Now apply this principle to your relationship. If she senses that you will remain, no matter how she treats you, she concludes you carry no price, no consequence. When a man offers his presence for free, it becomes a gift taken for granted, nothing more than background noise. But the moment you claim your worth, establish your standards, and most importantly, make it known you will walk away rather than endure disrespect or indifference, everything shifts. Your attention is no longer a given. Your loyalty is no longer guaranteed. That edge of uncertainty, that razor-sharp tension, that is the birthplace of respect. This is not manipulation. Manipulation is bluffing when you know you won't follow through. This is the power of authentic resolve, the willingness to lose her rather than lose yourself. Because a man who endures disrespect, who remains passive in the face of indifference, is not noble or kind. He is weak, and weakness breeds pity, not desire. This is a truth modern men must reclaim in a world drowning in entitlement and complacency. You must own your boundaries, demand your value, and radiate the unshakable confidence that you will walk away at the first sign of erosion. This is your power, your strength, your dominion. The old Stoics knew this. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, Marcus Aurelius commanded. Act on it. Don't wait for her to see your worth. Show her through your actions, your silence, your absence. When a man values himself above all, the woman who recognizes this will either rise to meet his standard or fall away. Let that knowledge burn inside you. Own it. Make your presence a treasure, your absence a loss. Men, if you agree, comment, I own my worth. Subscribe for more truths that empower and share this message, because too many suffer in silence when they hold the key to respect right in their hands. Be the man who doesn't settle. Be the man who commands respect. Be the man who walks away and makes her worry you might never come back. Let's delve deeper into why the power to walk away holds such an undeniable force in relationships, especially from the perspective of timeless wisdom revered by Stoic thinkers and life-seasoned observers. This ability is not just a simple act of leaving. It is a profound statement that reveals two fundamental, non-negotiable truths about you as a man. First, that you possess options, not only with other women, but fundamentally with your own life. And second, that your sense of self-worth is not shackled to anyone's approval, including hers. When you establish and enforce boundaries firmly and clearly, you are signaling that you will never settle for less than mutual respect and reciprocity. You are not someone who begs or clings desperately for the bare minimum. This subtle yet powerful stance is what distinguishes the confident man from the man who struggles in love. As the philosopher Epictetus famously said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens," reminding us that control over ourselves and our choices is the ultimate source of strength. Men who cling hard in relationships broadcast an unspoken message of desperation. I need you more than you need me. And that imbalance kills attraction quicker than anything else. On the other hand, a man who walks with quiet confidence, knowing his value isn't dictated by her moods or approval, doesn't need to issue threats or ultimatums. The mere fact that he could walk away shifts the entire dynamic. It creates space where mutual respect can grow because his dignity remains intact, and his peace is non-negotiable. This isn't about indifference or coldness. It's about deep self-respect, a cornerstone of emotional maturity. As the great Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care," which captures the balance between caring deeply and maintaining the boundaries that protect your own emotional well-being. You can love someone without losing yourself, and in fact, true love requires that balance. It's the ability to give without surrendering your core, the courage to hold on and let go as necessary. In real life, this means practicing self-awareness and recognizing when your peace is being compromised. If your relationship feels like a constant battle to prove your worth, ask yourself whether you are honoring your own dignity or merely clinging out of fear of loss. When you embrace the Stoic mindset of walking away as an option, not a threat, you reclaim your power and shift the relationship to a place of authentic connection rather than dependency. I encourage you to reflect on this and share your thoughts below. Have you experienced the transformation that comes from knowing you can walk away? How has it changed your relationships? Your insights could help others see the profound strength in this simple yet powerful truth. To master the mindset that makes a woman worry about losing you, you must first face a brutal truth. If you believe you'll stay forever without question, you've already handed over your power. True power lies in knowing your worth so deeply that your presence becomes a privilege, not an expectation. Ask yourself, how long will I stay if nothing changes? If the answer isn't until my standards are no longer met, you've surrendered your highest currency, self-respect. This is no empty statement. It's the cornerstone of Stoic wisdom and the foundation of all real influence. As Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free," Your bravery is shown in the ability to walk away from what no longer serves you and mean it. That ability is the ultimate negotiating weapon, the unshakable proof that you value yourself above all else. So, what truths are you pretending not to see about your own value? Stop lying to yourself and start commanding the respect you deserve. Emotional discipline is the invisible armor that separates men who command respect from those who grovel for scraps. This isn't about suppressing your feelings or becoming cold. It's about controlling your reactions so that no desperate text, no anxious outburst, no moment of rattled insecurity chips away at your power. Society has tricked men into believing vulnerability means losing control, that emotional instability is some kind of badge of honor. But here's the unvarnished truth. Women don't fall for chaos. They fall for the man who can stay steady in the storm. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your strength lies in emotional mastery, in being the calm in the chaos." Understand this biological reality. For millions of years, a woman's survival depended on choosing a man who kept his head when everything around him was crumbling. This primal wiring remains intact, though its tests have evolved. When she goes silent, flirts with others in your presence, or pushes your buttons, it's not childish games. It's a primal litmus test. She's asking, will this man collapse when life gets hard? Your daily emotional responses answer that question loud and clear. If you crumble, if you panic, if you chase after her validation, you lose the very thing she's wired to seek. Control your reactions. Own your worth. Be the man who makes her worry because she knows you can walk away and thrive without her. This mindset is your ultimate edge in modern life. It cuts through the noise of endless digital distractions and superficial connections. It demands that you set standards so high that settling becomes unthinkable. It forces you to reject dependency and embody independence. When you live by this truth, you don't beg for attention, you command it. You don't chase, you attract. You don't fear loss, you welcome it as a test of your strength. Like a lion that walks into the room, your presence says, "I am a prize, not a charity case." This is the old Stoic wisdom brought into the modern battlefield of relationships. Own it. Live it. Prove it. If this message hits you, if you feel that fire igniting within, don't just scroll past. Act. Like, comment, and subscribe now, and tell me, I am the man who commands respect. Repeat it until you believe it, because the world will only treat you as you treat yourself. Become the man who holds his ground. Become the man who makes her worry. Not because you beg for her attention, but because you are the prize she risks losing. Take this power. Own your life. Master yourself. The rest will follow. Let me speak clearly. The deepest fear men harbour is not failure, not rejection, not even loneliness. It is the fear of walking away. Understand this truth that most avoid. The foundation of all dissatisfaction in relationships and the root of unreciprocated effort. You get exactly what you tolerate. This is no petty game of ultimatums or dominance. It is the immutable law of human psychology. People only value what they risk losing. When was the last time you truly valued something guaranteed to never disappear? Your health? Your time? No. Appreciation only dawns when those are threatened. This paradox of value is undeniable and timeless, echoed by the Stoics. The things you own end up owning you, said Tyler Durden in Fight Club, and Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true power lies in control of self, not others. Now apply this principle to your relationship. If she senses that you will remain, no matter how she treats you, she concludes you carry no price, no consequence. When a man offers his presence for free, it becomes a gift taken for granted, nothing more than background noise. But the moment you claim your worth, establish your standards, and most importantly, make it known you will walk away rather than endure disrespect or indifference, everything shifts. Your attention is no longer a given. Your loyalty is no longer guaranteed. That edge of uncertainty, that razor-sharp tension, that is the birthplace of respect. This is not manipulation. Manipulation is bluffing when you know you won't follow through. This is the power of authentic resolve, the willingness to lose her rather than lose yourself. Because a man who endures disrespect, who remains passive in the face of indifference, is not noble or kind. He is weak, and weakness breeds pity, not desire. This is a truth modern men must reclaim in a world drowning in entitlement and complacency. You must own your boundaries, demand your value, and radiate the unshakable confidence that you will walk away at the first sign of erosion. This is your power, your strength, your dominion. The old Stoics knew this. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius commanded. Act on it. Don't wait for her to see your worth. Show her through your actions, your silence, your absence. When a man values himself above all, the woman who recognizes this will either rise to meet his standard or fall away. Let that knowledge burn inside you. Own it. Make your presence a treasure, your absence a loss. Men, if you agree, comment, I own my worth. Subscribe for more truths that empower and share this message, because too many suffer in silence when they hold the key to respect right in their hands. Be the man who doesn't settle. Be the man who commands respect. Be the man who walks away and makes her worry you might never come back. Now, let's dissect the anatomy of control. There are 3 tiers to this mastery. First, the ability to delay reaction. When she says something provocative, when she ignores you, when she tries to get under your skin, the man who snaps immediately has already lost. But the man who pauses, who lets the silence stretch just a beat too long, that's the man who demonstrates something far more compelling than anger. He demonstrates choice. He shows that his behavior isn't dictated by her whims. That's power. Second, the refusal to seek validation through conflict. Most men can't resist the bait. She says something dismissive, they argue. She withholds affection, they plead. This is the equivalent of emotional panhandling, begging for scraps of attention through drama. The disciplined man does something far more unnerving. He walks away from the table entirely, not in a huff, not as punishment, but because he recognizes that true validation comes from within, not from winning petty battles. Third, the capacity to transmute emotion into action. The average man feels slighted and sends a paragraph of emotional text. The exceptional man feels that same sting, then channels it into his work, his fitness, his purpose. One becomes weaker through expression, the other becomes stronger through sublimation. Guess which one she respects? This isn't about becoming stoic to the point of inhumanity. It's about recognizing that every emotional reaction you have is either building your value or eroding it. When she sees you unshaken by her tests, unmoved by attempts to provoke you, consistently anchored in your own purpose, that's when something dangerous happens. That's when she starts wondering if she's the one who might lose you. The irony is thick enough to choke on. The men who most desperately seek reassurance are the ones who never receive it, while the men who seem indifferent to reassurance are the ones drowning in it. This isn't coincidence, it's human nature. So here's your litmus test. Next time she pushes, next time she's distant, next time your instincts scream to react, ask yourself one question. Is what I'm about to do going to make her respect me more or less? That single moment of pause will do more for your relationships than a lifetime of relationship advice. Final thought, emotional control isn't about hiding your feelings. It's about proving they don't control you. And that proof, that's the most attractive quality a man can ever demonstrate. Now tell me, what reaction have you been having that's been costing you respect this whole time? Additional closing thoughts. To truly make a woman worry about losing you requires far more than superficial tricks or emotional manipulation. It calls for a deep transformation that stems from embodying the principles of Old Stoic wisdom, principles that emphasize unwavering confidence, purposeful living, and an unshakable sense of self-worth. This isn't about creating drama or playing games to stir up anxiety. It's about becoming the kind of man whose very presence commands respect. and whose absence is profoundly felt. When you live with clearly defined boundaries and emotional discipline, your value becomes unmistakable and magnetic, igniting a genuine desire and concern in the heart of the woman who shares your life. Think of this like the timeless advice from Epictetus, who reminded us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The way you carry yourself, grounded in emotional strength and personal integrity, shapes not only your own reality, but how others perceive and cherish you. The cornerstone of this transformation lies in focusing first on your own growth and happiness. A man who fills his life with meaning, passion, and purpose no longer chases validation or approval from others, especially not from the woman he desires to impress. Instead, he naturally attracts genuine connection because his life is rich and unapologetically his own. This shift from dependency to independence is one of the most magnetic qualities a man can possess. The legendary philosopher Seneca wisely stated, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This profound insight underlines that true wealth, emotional, mental, and spiritual, comes not from accumulating external things or the approval of others, but from inner abundance and self-mastery. When your life is complete and meaningful on your own terms, you cease to be needy, and this freedom resonates deeply, stirring something irresistible in the woman who values you. You must resist the temptation to settle for being an option or background noise in her life. Instead, strive to become the man whose absence feels like a void impossible to fill, and whose presence is treasured like a rare prize. This is not about arrogance or playing hard to get. It's about owning your worth with quiet confidence every day. This means setting high standards for yourself and your relationships, and never hesitating to walk away when those standards are compromised. When you hold your ground with respect and clarity, you communicate a message louder than words, that your value is non-negotiable, and this compels her to recognize and worry about the possibility of losing someone truly exceptional. As Marcus Aurelius put it, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. Make sure your thoughts, actions, and demeanour are infused with strength, integrity, and self-respect. This mental colouring is what ultimately defines how you're perceived and how deeply you impact those around you. In practical terms, living by this Stoic approach means investing in yourself relentlessly, whether that's through improving your physical health, sharpening your mind, pursuing your passions, or cultivating emotional resilience. When your world is vibrant and full, you stop looking outward for happiness or approval and start attracting the right kind of attention effortlessly. It's about becoming a man who is not just physically present, but mentally and emotionally engaged. A man who radiates calm assurance rather than desperation. This presence is like a beacon, steady, strong, and captivating, and it naturally draws others in. A real-life example could be a man who dedicates time each day to his own goals and well-being, who listens more than he speaks, and who carries himself with a quiet confidence that says, "I am enough." Such a man doesn't seek to create jealousy or insecurity through games, but rather inspires genuine respect and concern because he is deeply rooted in his own value. Moreover, the Stoic mindset teaches us that we cannot control others' feelings or reactions, only our own behaviour and attitudes. This understanding frees you from the toxic cycle of trying to manipulate or control how a woman feels about you. Instead, you focus on being your best self, knowing that the right people will appreciate and want to keep you, not out of fear or obligation, but because they recognise your true worth. It's a powerful reminder that real influence comes from strength and authenticity, not from neediness or fear. This echoes the wisdom of Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. Your actions, rooted in self-mastery and purpose, will speak volumes and create an impact far beyond words." Finally, this journey to becoming a man worth worrying about is a continuous process of self-improvement and self-respect. It requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to embrace discomfort when necessary, whether that means setting boundaries that might upset others or walking away from relationships that no longer serve your highest good. But this is where true freedom lies, in choosing yourself above all else, and in doing so, inspiring others to value you as well. The choice ultimately rests with you. Will you continue blending into the background, accepting fleeting attention and uncertainty, or will you rise to stand out by mastering yourself fully? Remember, the power to transform your life and relationships is in your hands, and the legacy you leave will be shaped by the man you decide to become today. I encourage you to share your own thoughts and experiences below, so we can explore together what it truly means to embody this ancient wisdom in our modern lives, and how it can help you create connections that are both deep and enduring. Thank you so much for watching this video on how to make a woman worry about you, drawing inspiration from Jessica Opare's motivational speech and the timeless teachings of Stoic philosophy. I hope that what we covered today didn't just give you some interesting ideas, but truly sparked a new way of thinking about your relationships, your self-confidence, and how you carry yourself in everyday life. The wisdom of the Stoics reminds us that the way we handle ourselves internally is what ultimately shapes how others perceive us, and that's a powerful lesson to carry forward. If you found value in this video, whether it challenged you, motivated you, or simply gave you a fresh perspective, please take a moment to hit that like button. Likes really help the channel grow and show me that this content is making a difference in your life. And don't hesitate to share this video with anyone in your circle who might benefit from this kind of practical, mindset-focused advice. It's always rewarding to help more people learn how to build stronger, healthier connections and become the best version of themselves. Also, if you're new here or haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to join the community by subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications. That way, you won't miss any upcoming videos packed with more straightforward, real-world wisdom to help you improve your mindset, your relationships, and your overall approach to life. My goal is to keep delivering content that's grounded, actionable, and rooted in principles that stand the test of time. I want this channel to be more than just a place where I share ideas. I want it to be a community where we can engage openly and honestly. So please, if you have any questions about what we discussed, or if you want to share your own experiences, or even if you disagree with some of the points, feel free to leave a comment below. Your feedback is incredibly valuable, not just to me, but to everyone who watches this video. When we engage in respectful and thoughtful discussion, we all grow stronger and wiser together. Before I sign off, I want to remind you that these concepts, whether from Stoic philosophy or Jessica Opare's motivational insights, aren't magic tricks or quick fixes. They require patience, consistency, and a willingness to work on yourself from the inside out. Confidence and genuine respect don't come from trying to make someone worry or chase after you, but from being steady, authentic, and living by values that truly matter. When you embody that kind of presence, the right people will naturally take notice, and that's when meaningful connections start to happen. So take your time, practice these lessons with dedication, and trust in the process. Personal growth is a journey, and every step forward is progress. Thanks again for spending your time here with me. I appreciate your support more than I can say, and I'm excited to continue sharing this journey with you. Take care of yourself, keep your head clear, your heart steady, and I'll see you in the next video.